Hey everybody, today we're working with Knorr and I have 4 meals for you, all of which turned out very good. However, I did have to make some additions with seasoning. I think the trick with Knorr, like I'll say at the end, is season, season, season. So let's get going. Today we're making the Mexican style rice, beans, and chicken. This one, unfortunately, was not very flavorful. I don't know if it's because I chose the wrong Knorr package. I did a pasta side. It was supposed to be a rice side. I did get the cheddar broccoli, but it was just had pasta in it instead of the rice. But anyway, I followed all the directions. I cooked my chicken, and then I removed the chicken and brought the water to a boil and cooked the cheddar broccoli as directed on the packet. After this was done, you add the beans, the corn, and the chili flakes, reduce the heat, cover, cook for 7 minutes until the rice is tender. And the chicken, you just add back in to heat through. And it's done. Super simple. However, when we ate it, we put ours with some sweet potatoes, which gave some flavor, but we felt this was super bland. But I'm going to go ahead and include it because what I did is I added some cumin and some chili powder and some chicken broth to it, and then I turned it into a sort of chili. This was our first dish. We did add cheese to it, and then I made it into this chicken chili pasta soup, which was very, very good, and we had leftovers. So here are your ingredients, and at the bottom I'm putting in the additions that I made that made it very good. For this dinner, the first thing I needed to do was peel my shrimp. It was already deveined, but it had the tails and shells on. So do what you need to do to get them to an uncooked, peeled, and deveined status. We're going to put the oil in the pan, and we're going to go ahead and cook our shrimp first. This takes about 5 minutes. You just want to cook them until they turn pink, and then you remove them and set them aside. Now we're going to cook our Knorr pasta side just as directed on the package. We're going to put our spinach and tomatoes in during the last 5 minutes of cook time. Now 3 minutes has gone by. I'm going to go ahead and add my tomatoes, which were frozen. They came out of the garden, and all I had to do was put them in warm water to remove the skins. Now I'm adding in the spinach. We're going to give this a stir and then let it sit for another 5 minutes. Last thing to do is put the shrimp back in, let it cook until it's warmed through, and then sprinkle with the cheese. it's time to eat. This was absolutely delicious, and as you can tell by the timer on my watch, it didn't take any time at all. I do suggest this one: quick, easy, and very good. Here are your ingredients. Alright, so for our beef tostadas, I needed 2 pans going, one for the meat and one for the north side. So I used my Instant Pot for the beef because I'm not using propane in the RV while it's very hot. It just makes it unbearable. So this worked out very well. So I browned the ground beef as directed and then cooked the Knorr Fiesta side Mexican rice as directed on the package. Okay, now to chop up the red onion, I decided to use my chopper, so much easier. Sometimes it gives me a hard time, but I just bang on it and it's through. The plates are very sharp. So once that's done, what we're doing now is bringing this Knorr dish to a boil. We're going to turn down the heat and we're going to let it simmer for 7 minutes. Meanwhile, the ground beef is almost done, and this was very lean, so I didn't have to drain off any grease. But if you get grease, be sure to drain that. Once the north side is done, you just put that in with the hamburger, give it a good mix, and then here are our plates. I found this to be quite bland. My suggestion, which is what I did with the leftovers, is I added some chili powder to it, and then I would serve it with lettuce, tomato, kind of make it into a salad. I think that would be very good. And here are your ingredients. Today I'm going to make a super simple dinner. This is one I got off at the Knorr website, and I am making some adjustments to it. So what I have here is the Alfredo pasta side dry packing. I have a, let's see what size I got here. Okay, 12.5 ounces of chicken breast, canned. I'm gonna season that because this is bland. I'm gonna season it with garlic, onion, and a little paprika for color, and then I'm going to put some sliced tomatoes and basil on top when it's finished. So that's all the ingredients. Let's get. This recipe called for regular chicken out of the meat department. I have, however, decided to use this can that I had in the pantry so it will get used up. So I just put that in the pan with a little oil to get that brown. Okay, I'm seasoning this now with onion powder, garlic powder, and smoked paprika, just to give it some flavor. And as directed from the recipe, we're now going to add the water, the milk, and the Knorr pasta side Alfredo. We bring that to a boil, we cover and we boil it for 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, this is what it looked like in the pan. I did sprinkle the basil in. I forgot to get a picture with the tomatoes, but other than that, this is what it looked like prior to that. The flavor on this was really, really good. I think the trick to the north side's season, season, season.